Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is end of the month for the month of December tarot oracle reading. And Libra, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Libra, we still all have a little bit of Libra in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Libra in? That is where this energy will show up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I've already shuffled, and I'm just giving the cards a quick shuffle again and cut. And we will begin with the underlying energy at the bottom of the deck. And we have the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is sitting on their throne. They're one of 4 kings in the minor arcana. And this one is regarding health, wealth, happiness. Part of that is money. So this kind of represents the coin. It's about what you can bring down to earth for your abundance. And so the King of Pentacles is generally a very well-respected person who is has good financial acumen, and people admire them for their ability to be good at business, good at finances. This can sometimes represent bankers, mortgage brokers, life insurance, sales, that kind of energy. Okay, sorry, my cat just decided to sneak in here on my lap. Okay, be a good girl now and lay down. And so that's the underlying energy. So it's a steady energy about being able to bring abundance into the world. And then this energy is talking about someone who's been thinking a lot, overthinking a lot, and they've hung their thoughts on the wall, basically. So the swords represent the mind and intellectual matters. So, and this sword's at resting, and this represents the unconscious, the conscious, and the conscious mind hanging on the wall. This person's meditating and in prayer. And this energy here on the stained glass, there's the word Pax, which represents peace. So this person wants peace of mind is what I'm getting. And so this is representing the overall reading, and this is representing the internal boundaries that you have, the internal forces within you. This is what you have control over. And so yes, if you're having to make a decision or something, or there's something happening in your life and you don't know the answer to it, the best thing is to go inward and meditate and pray until you can come to some sort of peace of mind and make a decision. And it's a perfect time to do that. We have the new moon right now, and the new moon's about new. So you want to release anything before you make a move in the new. The moon was last night, and that energy, we can feel it for about 3 days before and after. So we've got the Magician for the internal boundaries. So this represents the first card when the Fool is on a new cycle. So this is really awesome energy because we're right in this new moon energy, and it's in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is about taking action, expanding your horizons, more knowledge, that kind of energy. That's what the new moon is about, and the new moon is in Sagittarius. So the Magician, when the Fool begins their journey in the major arcana, the first card is the Magician, and the Magician is bringing what is above down below. So he's got all the tools on his bench here to work with. And so this is talking about the energy you have. This is your self-identity, that you feel like you really want to manifest something, and you feel this new energy coming in. And then we have someone who's juggling pentacles here. So this energy can be someone that's really been having to multitask, and that could be like the case for sure for the King of Pentacles. And really been trying to maybe start a new business or something like that. That could be the energy. That's kind of what I'm feeling. The Pentacles, if you're multitasking a lot, the danger is that you can multitask to the point where it's quantity over quality. And emotions can be running high. Like we're in the holiday season here, so it has an effect on everyone. It's challenging to do business in this last week of December, and well into like the first few days of January, because a lot of businesses are, unless they're in retail, are, the professionals have shut down, bankers hours. That's what I'm getting. So it's time to rest. That's the energy I'm getting. And so on a bigger level, this could be for individually for you as you watch Libra. You may have had a lot of responsibilities to deal with, and your mind's been busy, and now it's time to rest, and you just want to enjoy the holiday season. I feel like that's the energy. This card can also say, juggle your options, but don't juggle your morals. And okay, so this is what you're thinking about, is should you take action on what you've already been working really hard on? I feel like on some level, you've had to juggle a lot. It's been kind of disappointing. It's not, we've got the infinity symbol here and we've got it here, but it's not how you pictured it would be. It's not as satisfying as you thought it would be. And you're wondering, this, I've put 6 pentacles of energy into this. Now, should I continue with this, or should I do something different? That could be a new career. It could be a new business. It could be whatever, like a new place you want to move to. It's health, wealth, and happiness. But I feel that with the King of Pentacles coming out, it's about money. Like it's about how you make your money, how you earn your money. So you might be thinking about making a career change, and it might be in another city or something like that. And that's what you're juggling. And so you're kind of trying to put your mind to rest and go inward and figure out, okay, what's the, is this all the work I put into this? I'm not enjoying it like I thought I would. Should I keep going with that, or should I just learn from this and move on with a new pentacle? And the Hierophant comes in. So the Hierophant represents like balance and judgment, and it's about bringing from above to below, just like this. And that's clarifying this, that on a spirit, like everything that we manifest on the 3D happens first in the 5D, on the spiritual realm. So it's a thought we have, and then we bring that thought into being. And we might be disappointed with the way that it turns out. It didn't turn out exactly the way we thought when it comes down to earth. And I just feel that this Hierophant is talking about, sometimes this can represent like a judge or like actual legal authority matters. So it might have something to do with that. But we don't, like, I feel like for now, it just looks like someone who's put a lot of effort into something, and now they're looking at it and they're judging, was it worth it or not? And it could be on some level that it doesn't agree with your spirituality. It's kind of like there's an element of that energy to it. So this is the High Priestess coming in. And the High Priestess sits on a throne closest to God. And so when the Fool begins their journey, they go to the Magician. And then the very next card is the High Priestess. And so this is saying, am I on my destined path? Am I on the path that God put me on this planet for? Or am I veering off path here? And that's, I feel, what the energy is about. Someone who's been so busy trying to make something work, and then maybe it wasn't supposed to. That's the kind of energy. And the Fool wanting to go on a new journey. So this can talk about this journey. And that, yes, that's what this is about. Or this can also talk about, okay, I've decided that I need to change directions. I've gone inward. I've meditated. And the High Priestess uses her intuition to tune into God. And we see the 2 monks here, and they have their heads shaved here. This represents, it's called tenure, and it's so that they can absorb the energy through their crown chakra directly from source. And I feel like, so for some of you, this may be that the Fool started on their journey and was really busy doing this, and now you're meditating in this time, and you're like thinking like, maybe I need to change course. And it could be just something small that you have to change or something big. But the High Priestess does follow the cycles of the moon, and we have a new moon here. And the new moon is in Sagittarius, and that represents action. So this is saying before I take another action and either change direction and just learn from what happened here and start with this new pentacle, or whether I take this and I keep adding to it. Is it worth it? Was it worth my time, my energy, health, wealth, happiness? Was it worth all of that? So here, this is how you identify with your self-image that like, oh, it was such a great idea and I love it and I really want to do it and I have the tools to do it. And then abundance and self-worth that you're juggling. And if this is about juggling morals, then that kind of explains why the Hierophant is stepping in. But here we have like your communication from early life, like that, you work hard and it always works out. This is the energy I'm picking up. And it's kind of like, I don't want to work that hard for something that doesn't fulfill me. A lot of like, so this is representing, I feel like someone who's been very, very busy, and it may have affected, health, wealth, and happiness. Like you may have made coin from it, but it really has affected your health and your happiness in a negative way. And then we have this is about your emotional and foundation, your home and your family. So maybe your family's been affected because you've been working so hard at it and you're disappointed with the amount of money you made, plus your family's disappointed, that kind of energy. And yeah, and then this is, okay, going inward, okay, what is best for my romance? Like if you're married, and Libra is the age of people being married. That's the stage of life that we're talking about. It's not so much an age, it's a stage of life. And but you're mature enough to get married, have a family, and be responsible for that energy. And then this is talking about your daily routine and habits and your health. And I just feel that you've been so busy working that you and your family have suffered, and now you're going inward and you're deciding, okay, what changes do I need to make here? Do I need to give this up, or do I need to just make some changes to make this work? And this could be like you might have your own business. And when you first start a business, anyone who's ever started a business knows it's a lot of work. And so sometimes it's just the way it is, and it has to be that way. So I feel, though, that this new moon coming in Sagittarius energy of moving forward is saying it's going to change. It'll be like once you're through that first year, basically, of a business or working on a project like that, and it's up to this stage where there's like you're about to work on this 7th pentacle. There's only 10, that you're at least 2/3 of the way there, and it might be worth going on, but you just need to make small changes so that you have and you would be able to make them now because it's more established. That's what I'm getting. So that's the energy I'm feeling. So if you're in that situation, the new moon is real helpful energy for moving into the new, and we're in that energy right now. And I'm also getting that at this time, if you're in that like professional field, everybody's closed. I know this because I sold my house and moved during this time, and not now, but in the past. And no, it's hard to find lawyers. It's hard to find anyone to do the work in between Christmas and New Year's, like all the way from having to sign papers to the banking to the actual movers. Like organizing that is hard because everybody's closed. That it's that kind of energy. So I'm getting that when you make these decisions, because this is the internal forces, so this is the what ifs, like if I do this, what will happen? If I do that, what will happen? But I feel like if you look inward and you organize your time, that you will find that there are ways that you can improve your situation without quitting. and that there's still a lot of opportunities here that you haven't even looked at. Or these cups are cups of love, so they can represent actual love, and it could, I'm just getting love for your family and your partner and just your lifestyle, you know. And so this is saying, like, there's plenty of opportunities here if you just change your thinking a little bit. And, you know, you apply it slightly differently, that your daily habits and that could change. Oh, that belongs here. So yeah, I feel like that whatever you've been working on, you might just be like really tired is what I'm getting. Like, and it's normal. Like if you're doing something new to feel like, oh, it's just not making the progress I want. But the idea of overnight success is kind of a fallacy, basically. I mean, it might happen for some people, but generally people have poured a lot of energy into something, and it looks to the outside world like, you know, the external forces like, holy, this person, you know, has all these opportunities, and all like, you know, when I met them a year ago, they were just doing this, and now look at all the opportunities they have. And so that's the kind of energy that I feel that you're in right now, but you can't see it because you're in it. And I feel like that's kind of a really good time right now to enjoy, you know, work hard, play hard. And that's what this can be. If you've been putting too much energy into work, it might be time for you to have a little bit of fun. And yeah, and then we have the Sagittarius energy coming in. And this energy is talking about, you know, in Sagittarius is the archer, and they shoot the arrows into the sky and come up with these amazing ideas, and then they implement them. And how those arrows land, they're trying to hit the bullseye, but it has to be ding, 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 ding. That it's also, so it's talking about the timing as well as how you're landing. I'm saying they're about to land. I feel like I'm seeing like, hey, what you implemented here is about, like, it's more on the landing than on the launching side. And you can't see it because you're so busy multitasking, and you're tired. And you're like, and your family's tired, I'm getting. Like, so it's that kind of energy, but there's a lot of opportunity in it. And recognizing that you're close, you know, I wouldn't give up now. I would look into how you can make this energy work better before giving up on it. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles. So there may have been some communication coming in, and this is what I'm feeling. Like the Page of Pentacles generally works for the king. Around the age of 7 to 14, they begin, and if they are doing a really good job, they might be offered a knighthood, you know. And when they're 21, when they're an adult. And so they're learning as they go. And I feel like that's the energy here. You've been learning as you go, and you don't realize how far you've come until you look back and you think, oh, I started here and I have all this done, and it's been disappointing, but it's saying what landed already. Can you see, can you know, look at this situation and maybe journal or something like that and really recognize how far you've actually come? Because I feel like you are way further back than you are, because the Page of Pentacles is young, and this is when you were really enthusiastic about this idea, and now you're worn down a little bit is what I feel. But I feel like if you really look at it, you'll see, holy, I really came really far. And the communication coming in, I feel like in the new year, it will be like a new time, right? It'll be that something just fell here off my counter, like paper just went boom. And I feel like some sort of, maybe it was a bank statement or something like that came in, or a letter from, you know, something regarding your business. And you got really disappointed because the numbers weren't maybe what you expected them to be. It's kind of like when you start a YouTube channel, like, you know, you can spend hours and hours looking at the analytics and at the numbers of views and all of all of that. But why did you really get into it? And if you enjoy what you're doing, then, you know, that's the point. If you're just going to be worried about the numbers, I mean, I know that's what a banker does, is they deal with numbers. but you also have to love what you're doing. Yes, and so this is talking about really wanting to expand your horizons and feeling like a big fish in a little pond. So it's kind of like you feel like there's some frustrations from the external forces around you that you don't have control of. All you have is control over how you deal with it. So I'm getting, if this is about finances and business and that kind of energy, I feel like you're doing everything you can to make this business work. But it's not the best economic times around the world. And, it's really hard in particular on entrepreneurs that have to really, rely, like if your customers don't have money, then you don't have money kind of energy. So it could represent like a local business that you wanted to take out bigger, and it's not building at the rate that you thought it would. I don't feel, I really, from this energy, what I'm getting is that you have put the energy in, you've put the time in, you're doing things right. It's just a matter of time. Like, I really wouldn't give up on it. I don't get the sense you should give up on it, but there's definitely things that you can do in a new way that would make it more beneficial for you. Yeah, it's not just this or that. There's not just two ways of doing something. And you're feeling really emotional right now. And this distant shore is kind of like you've either come off the island now or you want to get to the island kind of energy. You want to get to this across the emotional waters here. And there's a couple stepping stones there. And I really feel like it's really good for you to go inward right now, use your intuition. And that's the advice that this is giving. This reading is giving, and figure out, I'm getting, it's about scheduling and about setting up systems. So if you set up systems, how you do things, I'm getting you could really make a big difference in how much time it takes you to do everything. Systems are where it's at. And if, and we have the new moon here, it's kind of adopting this new energy. And we have the technology now. We have AI. I'm not a big fan of AI at all in many ways, but I'm a big fan of the ability to organize with AI. Like, it allows you to do research and organize your, systems. It can save so much time. So perhaps look into that. There's not just two ways of doing it. It's not just this or that. And you don't see that right now. It's something about your daily routine and how you run it that I'm getting there's more than one way that you could change how you do that, and you would have way more time. Yeah, I feel like you feel like you're like, this is the shift disturber. And so this energy is this or that. Plant that and get into an idea. This can be someone that is a walking contradiction, and this can represent some very sneaky energy, but it also can represent some very innovative energy. And I'm getting in this case that there's some innovative energy. You can hang on to this that works and that works, but I'm getting there's a lot that you're not using that you could be that's stealing away your time. And it's a matter of how you think. And, it's something like you're going to have to change your thinking to step into the new. And then I just feel like you're going to have a lot more time to, like, just by organizing systems that and even if you're someone that's at home, like, it's not just you, but let's say you have a young family or something at home, you could also organize that differently so that that the day just runs smoother. And then we have the Three of Cups. So this is about celebrating something. And I feel like this isn't my favorite card because when it comes to your love life, if you, in many cultures, especially in Europe, if you toast someone and you don't look at them, then you're have 7 years bad luck in your love life. So who wants that, right? But I feel like this is more talking about what you love and your family, your business, and yourself kind of energy. And I feel like you need to celebrate all three and not as like, as, you know, you need to look at it closely. I feel like there's an imbalance in the amount of time that you're spending working and the amount of time that you are investing in your family, that kind of. And I feel like some of the time that you're spending on your business would be better if you invested in yourself, that kind of energy. That's the energy I'm picking up. Like, you might want to put some energy into getting a mentor, someone that, you know, you could get, and that might be this energy here. It really might benefit you to go to someone who's been successful and use your intuition about that. I'm getting there's someone that you know maybe or know of that has been successful at what you're doing, and they could mentor you, and you could go to them for good, strong advice, and it would be well worth it to invest in that energy. Invest in the best investment is investing in yourself. Because then whatever happens, you learn so much from it that if you decide to start something else or this doesn't work out, you have learned all these skills. And I feel like it really benefit you to do that. I've done that. I've gone to someone who's like, I'm taking classes on computer, you know, how to do all this, and I'm really enjoying it because I have learned so much, and it saved me so much time, you know. And it's good to have some people around you that are really into what you're doing and are enthusiastic about it and have more knowledge than you, you know, and that are willing to share that. And if you're thinking, oh, I don't really want to pay for that, you're worth it. So this is the energy, okay, the internal boundaries. Are you worth it? Like, this is your self-worth. If you're juggling pentacles, invest in yourself before you invest any more in the business. Invest in how to run the business. Like, invest in your management skills. That's the energy I'm getting. Cool. This is a good reading. A lot of information about like how to better yourself. The best investment is investing in your knowledge here, I'm getting, and setting up systems. I'm just tuning in with my oracle cards here to this so I can get more clarity for the Libra energy here. Oh, there we have it. Okay. So if you're enjoying this reading, please do give it a like and a comment. It really does empower me to build my business. And I am clarifying with my oracle cards. And I started this in 2007, completed the 64th painting in 2020. And I've been busy, you know, I've had the cards out and about over the years, but now that I have all the paintings done, I have it ready to print, I'm just working on the information. So I have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and that's TAILS. And I have the numbers of the cards, of the paintings as they're listed in my gallery there on these cards. And so in the description box below, I will put them in the order they appear. So if you want to check it out later, it might have some more information that will empower you. So the energy that I'm picking up to clarify that wanted to pop out here is the moon. And yeah, so this is about using this cycle of the moon for new. Cancer energy, that zodiac sign is represented by the moon, and it's about feeling rather than doing, like rather than thinking. So it's about really feeling your intuition, feeling your gut instincts, and going with that. And then we have, to clarify this energy, is yes, the Aquarius. So we moved from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius back in 2020-ish, and that energy is, the Pisces energy was the old way of doing things, and it's the Pisces energy is about authority and the way things have always been done. And now we've moved into Aquarius, which is about the, you know, more experimental energy. So it's about like observing what works, and then if it works, If it doesn't work, then trying something else, do something else, and just observing the results you get. Double up on what works for you and let go of the old ways that are no longer working for you. I feel like that is really going to improve your situation. And then we have, lack of awareness. So it causes missed opportunities. Like we have to keep up with the technology right now and with the way the world is working now. In the Piscean age, which lasted each of these ages, I think it's 1600 and some years before we move into the next sign. So this energy, we're just in the beginning stages of it, but we're really seeing that Aquarian energy in 2025. We can really notice it. And 2025, 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. So this is a 9-year cycle coming to an end, not just a new year, but a cycle of energy, almost a decade of moving into this Aquarius energy. And now when we move into 2026, it's 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. We're in a 1 year. It's like a whole new beginning of another decade-long cycle kind of energy. And so people are really feeling this change, like this need to change and this want for action. And we have this Sagittarian new moon here right now that is like, hey, let's take action in a new way. And so I think, we really need to invest in ourselves to understand the new technologies. You don't have to be a total expert at it, but be willing to use what you can so that you can, invest that time more in yourself. And then we have jealousy. So I feel like this is more about, this can represent sibling rivalry, but we're all on the planet together as, God's children. So I feel like it's kind of like, I feel like you had some expectations that were maybe unreal, that you're looking at, a lot of people that were in this industry, they had overnight success, and people don't have overnight success. It can be about timing and all, there's a lot of different elements to it. And I feel like with all this juggling energy, it's just about you juggling your time better. And if all work and no play makes, what is it? Like it makes you dull, and it dulls your mind, it dulls your energy. Sometimes you need to just chill out and rest and go have some fun. And then when you're out on a walk or something, all of a sudden, that's how I'll fix it. And so the scotoma, this energy is coming because scotoma is a place in your eye where it's like we have pixels, like in a camera. And some of the pixels are not working properly, but you can't really tell because you can still see the big picture, but it's not 100% there. And that's the energy I'm getting. It's like a blind spot that you have in the way you're doing things. And I feel like it has a lot to do with your daily routine, both at home and at work. And then we have the Tower. Yeah, so this might be saying like it's really affecting your family life, and you don't want to end up divorced over, a business or that kind of energy. So the worst divorce is from source. Go inward and really find the answers through that way, and don't be afraid to ask God for help, and don't be afraid to find a mentor that, use your intuition to find a mentor. The best way I feel is find someone that's in the same field with you that's super successful. And if they're willing to, share that information and you have to pay for it, whatever, it's a good investment because, talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. So go to someone that is already doing what you're doing and they're doing it at the top of their field. And there's a lot of mentors out there. And even on YouTube, there's all these videos that you can watch that really are helpful and empowering too. And so this is, it's kind of like it's causing a lot of drama in your life because it's like, I'm getting scattered. Your energy is scattered. And it's kind of like when you're kind of panicking, like, I don't know if this is going to work out, and am I wasting my time? And it's puts people in that, okay, am I going to fight for this, or am I going to leave it and run away from it, or am I just going to stay stuck here in this energy and feel hopeless? And that's not the answer, right? So it takes strength and courage to be able to be the fool on this new journey. I feel if it empowers you in any way, you are not the only one who is feeling this energy right now. It's a lot of people are feeling this energy, and some very successful people, because we all have to adapt, and we need to pour that energy into ourselves first and foremost, so that we're in a position where we can adapt, and we have, stay in our integrity within ourselves. Remember why you're doing what you're doing. It's not just about numbers and money and all of that. It's investing in yourself, investing in your family, investing in your lifestyle. We have the Virgo energy. Okay, so this is about communication. Communication style is what I'm getting. And the thing about the Virgo energy, Virgos like everything to be very clean and everything in place, in perfect order. And they can be very critical, and mostly of themselves in general, but that pours out into everybody else. And so there's a fine line between anal criticism and analytical critique. Analytical critique is that experimental energy of Aquarius that we need to adopt. And anal criticism is when you're not, it's not working, whatever and quite often you're beating yourself up. So don't beat yourself up. It is you. The good news is it's you. You're the problem. The bad news is, that's the bad news and the good news, because you have the ability to change it just through your attitude and adopting new ways of doing things. And you're not the only one that is feeling this. I can guarantee you that. And we have, Aries energy. So Aries is the infant of the zodiac. And when these signs come in, and there's quite a few here, I want it to be clear that I'm not talking about people here. In my general readings, what I'm talking about is the state of being of these, what they represent, what these signs represent, the underlying energy of them, what we can learn from them. And also the stage of life that they represent. So understanding that moving into 2026 energy, and we have like the new moon last night, and we have tomorrow night will be the solstice, which is the longest night of the year, and then the shortest day, and then the days are going to get longer. So this is talking about there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that's what the solstice represents. So this energy, this Aries energy, is the very first zodiac sign. So it's about the infant, and it's also ruled by the planet Mars, and Mars can be like a real hard-ass place, So this is about, are you going to be yourself and be like, or are you going to do? Am I going to be, or am I going to do? Am I just going to do? Am I just going to have to like one task after another, multitasking? And then that sometimes when you're multitasking too much, it can cause confusion, and it can also cause like a resentment almost for things not working out. But the mental thinking is chaotic, confused. And then we have destruction. So this energy is about, is what you're doing progress, or is it destructive? And that's where you have, that's the energy that I'm getting is, are you making progress that you can be, or is the progress that you're making being what's the word that I'm looking for? Like when you snuff out a candle, like is it being kind of smothered because you're not seeing that there's different ways of doing what you're doing? And then the intent. This is also talking about what I was saying before. At the bottom line, especially if it's a business that you're in or a career that you started, you need to go back to the reason why you really wanted to do this. And, sometimes we have really good intentions, and then we have expectations of how that's supposed to work. And when it doesn't happen exactly how we thought it was going to, it's challenging to be back in that energy of enthusiasm. So go back to why you started and take a look at, is that, you know, like, do you still feel that intention? Because that will really empower you. You might want to move into a slightly different career option, you know, because this is, oh, okay, I thought I wanted to do this, but I'm jealous of Joe over there at their job. I would rather be doing what they're doing than this. So recognize that, like, go back to your intention, especially if it's your own business. Like, what was the intention behind it? And then, because if it was like you thought you were going to have more time with your family, then you need to put systems in place at home and at work to be able to do that. And then this is the guiding star. So this is the crown. This is your using your intuition here to get to the answers. So it's not this or that, it's this or that, or a million other ways of doing things. And I feel like that energy will become more clear for you after this new moon here that we're right in. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is about synchronicity, paying attention to that, paying attention to how you feel, recognizing, like, we have the 10-year here coming here. So this is talking about that energy of 2026 being a 10-year, and it's about new beginnings. And the wheel is turning for the whole planet, right? Because we're all moving into that energy. And then deception. Yeah. So this card is not my favorite card for love life and that kind of energy, because of the fact that there's three, and it can represent a threesome, and it can also represent an energy of gossip and that kind of energy, and they're not looking at each other. It's more about the goal, and I feel like on some level this is saying to you that you're identifying your success at this time as kind of your personal success. And you need to kind of recognize that those three cups represent different aspects of you. That this business or whatever this project is not everything. It's just one part of you. Yeah, this is really helpful energy, Libra. Like, this is, I really do feel like there's a lot of people that are feeling this right now. So I'm really happy this reading came out like this. And I hope you've enjoyed it too. Please do like and comment if you have, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the channel. I am working on completing these, and if I have time, well, the next reading that I have for you will be the moving into January energy, moving into the new year. And if I have time, I will also do a full moon reading, because the full moon in January is on the 3rd. Bye for now.